Steve O'Neill went down. We'll have another look at that in just a second. Be interested to hear Alan Kennedy's views on that when we do see the replay. No protests from the Altrincham players, and that may hold the key to things. Alan, take us through this one.
Yes, I think the lad's done exceptionally well to get the tackle in. The referee is just look to the right of the picture, just come into play. He was no more than 45 yards away. I thought a good decision by the referee.
And the replay showed that the defender had played the ball, and O'Neill certainly wasn't arguing about things. The Altrincham man who went down under the challenge. Here comes Stalybridge once more. Paul Wheeler, right-hand side, cutting inside. He's in shooting range here. Now he's being policed wide. That's not the best of balls, and well cut out, well read by Steve Cross for Altrincham. He'll move forward to the halfway line. Long ball again. Just to vary their attack. That certainly has been used, the long ball, but it's not been overused, has it, Alan?
No, Steve Cross had a lot of time there to actually pick his man out, and he saw the left side of midfield player running forward, but wrong ball actually. But I've been impressed with Steve Cross. He's got some lovely early crosses in, and has adapted the right back position very well.
Certainly got the right name for things, Cross, because that's what he spent most of the evening doing on this right-hand side, overlapping from full-back. The elbow was used there. The referee is going to call Kevin Megson across, have a few words with him. The GM Vauxhall Conference, like everywhere else in the country, are having to apply the new FIFA directives. And I know there's been a lot of bookings and sendings off around at this level this season. Let's just have another look at it again.
Yes. As you can see there, he's gone up and he's just used his hand to gain advantage, and referee's done right. He hasn't booked him, which I think is a fair result, and but under certain conditions he would have been booked, but certainly if Altrincham gets something out of it, all well.
Here's the free kick, and inside the area, a couple of flicks on, and Hughes had to be quick off his line. Again, Altrincham using the long ball. They've got big men up there. Andy Green wins his fair share in the air.
But it's the intelligence of the ball there, Rod. He's played it in, not gone too far. He's just played it over the midfield, glided it in there, and very, very nice free kick there.
And that's a bit slack by Altrincham, because there's half a chance for Stalybridge Celtic here in the form of Gary Barras. And Altrincham managed to shut the door, slammed very firmly shut, just became ajar for just a moment as Barras saw a gap, and now Stalybridge knocking it around quite nicely again. Kotup just outside there, good tackle from Andy Reid, hard tackle, won the ball, made sure that there was no way through for Kotup. And that's going to be a free kick for offside against Stalybridge.
Yes, referee didn't realise there that if they got an advantage, they probably would have gone down the left-hand side there and may have proved a good advantage. But the referee's been on top of the game. Mr. Riley's done particularly well. He stopped play when it has to be stopped. He's had a word with the lads, and you know, I'm sure both teams are enjoying it without it really scoring a goal.
Certainly been open stuff. Chances have started to come, but still 0-0, and we have played 31 minutes between Altrincham and Stalybridge Celtic. Two clubs separated by a matter of miles, just the city of Manchester separating them. Altrincham southwest of the city and Stalybridge on the eastern side. I suppose you'd loosely term it a local derby between these two outfits, but this is very definitely a hotbed of non-league soccer. There's a shot which appeared to be deflected, and was for a corner. Altrincham levelling up the corner count as Chris Sharrett came in off his wing, hit the shot. There's the deflection, and behind it goes, pointed out by Andy Green and agreed by the referee. Two corners apiece now. This one on the far side, swung in near post, good flick on. Keeper should get this one, fists it away. That's not the best of clearances, to be honest, and Stalybridge managed to hoof it away from Paul Dixon up to halfway. Good counter-attack here. Megson was making the run beyond the last defenders as Shaughnessy tried to find him, but again Altringham's defence holds firm at the back.
Yeah, sure. Shaughnessy did well up front there, and he nearly played the oncoming man in there. If he had done, it would have been a one-on-one situation with the keeper, but the full-back, Mr. Heesom, did absolutely well to control the situation.
Alan Kennedy, our co-commentator tonight here at Altrincham. Good cross, good header! Headed behind by Andy Green. Diving header, not afraid to put himself about. Certainly the boots could have been flying around at that kind of level. There was certainly a chance of some low-flying traffic, but Green was prepared to put his head in where it might have hurt.
It's just come behind him a little bit. He's actually checked his run, come back a little bit, and put the header just beyond the keeper there. But again, a good cross in, and you know, one of these will tell in the end.
Altrincham then have had the better of things, but still 0-0. And it's not to say that Stalybridge have been without their attacking moments. They've had a couple of corners. They had possibly the better of the first 10 minutes, but as things have worn on, Altrincham are starting to just exert a little bit more pressure on their visitors, but no goals. Altrincham have got everyone in front of the ball bar their goalkeeper at the moment for this free kick on the halfway line. Darren Heasom hits it long, goalkeeper came and then went back. It's cleared as far as Carmody, and he'll go wide once more to the man who took the free kick, Darren Heasom. Linesman spotted something, either drifted out of play or I think possibly a shove on the far side, either way.
I like the two lads on the left-hand side there. They seem to take players on, Sharrett and Heasom. They like to get forward, they like to take players on. That's always a good thing, especially as a full-back. I mean, it reminds me of the olden days when I used to do that sort of thing, but it's good. That means you're breeding confidence in the side, and I'm sure Johnny's saying, listen, you've got to get forward, lads, you've got to get the crosses in, and you've got to support the attack.
Alan Kennedy, who always liked to go forward, I remember in his playing days wearing that Liverpool number 3 shirt, but here's the man wearing Altrincham's number 2, Steve Cross, who read that very well. Up to the edge of the area, shooting chance for Cross, his sight is up. Didn't get his angles right. Grabbed it to the left of the post as he looks at them, and the right as Russ Hughes looks. Steve Cross, the Altrincham fullback, who scored twice this season, but that never really threatened the target. But have you liked what you've seen from Altrincham?
Yes, very good. I think they're very, very good, solid going forward. They get forward quickly, especially the right back here, and also the other full back. He likes to get forward as well. They love taking players on, but Stalybridge are holding their own. They're doing their little bit as well, and you know, it's a very even game.
Certainly looking forward to the FA Cup this season, I know, at Altrincham, and it'll be interesting to see how they get on against league opposition, should they manage to draw anyone from the Football League. They are the side from the non-league who's beaten league opposition on more occasions than any other. 14 times Altrincham have put league opposition out of the cup. And some historic nights here for Altrincham. I remember them drawing at Spurs in the mid-80s, and also beating Birmingham, who were then in the first division. Altrincham pressing forward again. This time it's turned away, but everything seems to be coming back at Stalybridge now, and the red shirts are starting to move forward like a tide of red shirts towards that Stalybridge area. It's picked up again on this near side by Terry. Right footed cross early. Too near the goalkeeper on this occasion.
Yeah,
it's mounting a mountain though, Alan, isn't it, the pressure?
Yeah, the angle wasn't right for him there. He possibly should have pulled the ball back to Andy Green, who was on the far post there. As we can see now, he's gone for the near post. He hasn't curled his foot round the ball, and the goalkeeper's took a comfortable catch.
21 minutes past 8 here, 36 minutes gone, and still 0-0. We are waiting our first goal, and the half-time interval is fast approaching, which I'm sure Stalybridge will be more relieved to hear than Altrincham, because they have just for the last 5 minutes or so been starting to hang on a little bit. But now they're trying to sneak something at the other end. Celtic, left wing cross, and the challenge is not pleasing the referee one iota.
I think they're always going to give those to the defender, aren't they? When there's 4 or 5 players going up, they'll always give it to the defender, and I didn't see much wrong with that. They've all gone up there, and anyone could have been pushing anyone.
Certainly looked a little bit harsh on Paul Clayton, who was at Macclesfield when Peter Wragg was there not so many moons ago. Peter Wragg, now the Stalybridge manager, came to Celtic towards the end of last season and did the most remarkable job to get them out of trouble at the bottom of the table. Had a chance of going to Witton Albion and obviously made the right decision, because Witton finished bottom and went down. Stalybridge won 9 out of 12 and stayed in the GM Vauxhall Conference this season. Been in the conference for a couple of seasons now. 14th the season before last, and 12th the other season. So very much a mid-table record so far for Stalybridge in the conference. Hughes from outside his area launches one forward, but it comes straight back at him, and Andy Green's making headway down that far side. Wins a throw-in. Big striker for Altrincham. 5 goals for this season. He is their joint leading scorer with Paul France. 5 apiece for those two, and Green has certainly looked a likely scorer tonight up front for Altrincham. Whipping it across is Heason. That's not his best of the evening. And away come Stalybridge. Megson looking to poke it to this near side. He's done so. John Ryan. And back it goes. And the lines are cleared. There goes Paul France at the back. Neat touch. Nice little bit of football there down this near side, and knocked down the line by Terry. Again, Green is the willing workhorse to come across and try and harass and hassle the defenders into a mistake. and Altrincham eventually do get a throw in for his troubles on the halfway line. Here's Steve Cross with it. Right down beneath us as we look high above the halfway line here at Moss Lane. Stalybridge ball.
Again, there's not a lot of movement for the fullback, and you know, they only had Andy Green to hit down the line, and it's come off him. And sometimes, you know, you rather go through Andy Green, they've got to come through the midfield a little bit more and get the other forward play to come and help Andy Green, because he's tireless at the moment, and you know, he's bringing the centre back all over the place.
Well, Altrincham certainly should be able to string things together, because it's the 10th time in succession they've played the same team, and that's a nice ball from Carmody, just maybe skidded on the wet surface as O'Neill was racing through for it and just drifted away from him a touch. But as I say, it's a club record for Altrincham. 10 times on the trot they've fielded this lineup, same 11 that won at the weekend. 3-0 at Bromsgrove, and they've got Welling here on Saturday. Welling currently propping up the conference with only 4 points and just the 1 win, haven't won at all away from home, so Altrincham will fancy winning that one, there's no doubt. That's a corner.
Yes, it's the second ball in all the time from these long throw-ins, isn't it? Andy Green's getting the flick on. Stuart Anderson on the other occasion gave away the corner, and one of the other defenders actually just put out for another corner. One of these will pay off, I'm sure, in the future.
Well, let's see if it's this one, Alan, because Chris Sherritt has come across left-footed. It'll be an in-swinger, and there must be 8 men on the line at the moment in various colours. It's swung in deep to the far stick though, and it's bouncing around like a pinball machine in there for just a second or two. Paul France managed to pick it up, wearing 4 on the far side, and he's won a throw-in, but must have been a few heart flutters in that Stalybridge 6-yard box.
What a great corner that was. He's gone far post rather than near post, and a good header blocked on the line.
Another big long throw towards the near post, good flick on. A little unlucky, it goes behind for a goal kick. But these big throws, I think, from Andy Reid, wearing 5 at the back, and also Steve O'Neill, who likes to come forward, wearing 6, could be the very dangerous for this Stalybridge attack, because Altrincham look good in the air, don't they? They get the flick-ons and stuff like that.
They do, they get the flick-ons, and the second ball, they seem to be picking it up, and they seem to be running at the defence of Stalybridge, and you know, as I said before, you know, they need one lucky break and they'll get that goal.
Having said all that, let's not decry Stalybridge's efforts one iota, because they've got within 4 minutes of half-time and 0-0, and that is no mean feat, and they certainly haven't been without their chances at the other end, the visitors, but now they're being forced back once more and forced to concede a throw-in. And the lads over in the Burger Bar were forced to wake up a little sharpish there as the ball whistled towards them. A few of the fans already heading for their half-time refreshments, seem to be almost oblivious to what's going on in the field. Having a ball whistling past them, they didn't take too much notice, but Altrincham have a throw-in out on the far side, virtually on that dead ball line, virtually as good as a corner with these long throws that are being wheeled in. This time it's Andy Reid getting the full treatment, this one. Near post again, the target, good flick on, almost reached Andy Green inside that 6-yard area. Carmody knocks it on, decked as he got the ball away. Referee waves play on, playing the advantage, I think. And Stalybridge take it away. Nice ball forward to Shaughnessy. Just couldn't quite get his leg to it, but he's got it at the second attempt. Shaughnessy then, right-hand side. Nice ball inside. Stalybridge breaking forward. It's not the best ball inside, but credit to the defender. And credit too to Altrincham for breaking so very quickly. They've got 3 on 4 at the back here. Again, it's Sherritt goes down. Maybe it wasn't the best option to take. Have Alan's thoughts on that?
Well, it's end-to-end stuff, isn't it? I mean, I'll be honest with you, Stalybridge must have had 4 players going forward at once, and I think that he chose the wrong option. Then it was Altrincham's turn, and they had 3 men forward. Both pulled wide. Both the wide men actually got wide and demanded the ball, and they should have done better, actually. Sherritt actually being a little bit greedy there, should have done better.
Still 0-0 as we approach half-time. Stalybridge looking for their second away win of the season, already having won at Whitton Albion's ground where they played Runcorn, but here are Altrincham once more. Stuart Terry, again, not the cleanest of strikes, and I think if there is to be a criticism of Altrincham, Alan, it would probably be the shooting, wouldn't it? Because there hasn't been any real clean, crisp strikes.
That's right, they don't release the ball at the last moment as well. I saw 2 lads wide here, Andy Green being one of them. You know, the ball should have been played to him. I mean, I know he's bearing down a goal, but there were 4 Stalybridge Celtic defenders there, and he couldn't take them on.
I guess it's because so many players have scored for Altrincham, they all fancy a crack these days. There's not too many in the lineup that haven't scored in actual fact. I think there's only maybe Steve Cross that hasn't got on the score sheet of Mick Carmody, so just a couple of them, apart from the goalkeeper, of course. So everyone fancying a crack and missing out in midfield, and Mexley's going to have to chase back here because Altrincham have got 3-on-2 this time. Andy Green picking it up, he's got a man square, which is Sharrett. Sharrett is beaten to the ball by the firmest of challenges, crisp challenge, and he read that very well indeed, and Alan Kennedy will certainly appreciate that kind of defensive.
He did well.
play.
It was a great tackle. He actually, Andy Green held the ball up for too long, should have played in a bit earlier, but a great tackle, and you know, they're on the attack again, Stalybridge.
Here they come once more then, the Celtic, moving from right to left as we watch. Free kicks given. Player on the floor had done the infringing.
It was a solid tackle by the defender though, wasn't it? He wasn't going to go past him in a hurry.
It was not. Certainly a solid tackle at the other end, as Alan was mentioning, by Stuart Anderson, I think it was. I think it was a player that you played with, Alan?
Yes, I played with Stuart at Colne Dynamos way back in 89-90. I think Stuart scored the winning goal in the Vars in 88. Tremendous character, tremendous player. I think he must be as old as me, but he's still going, still playing, and that's a credit to him.
He's about 29-30 then, is he?
He looks a lot older.
Throw into Stalybridge over on the far side as we approach half-time. Just about 30 seconds to go by my watch. And still 0-0. Stalybridge holding on manfully here against the league leaders. Altrincham have won 7 of their 9 matches this season. Scored in every match, so have Stalybridge for that matter, but neither side has scored tonight. But Altrincham have looked the more likely, but you certainly wouldn't rule Stalybridge out of this game at all at this stage. Ball down the line should be easy for Paul France. Takes a ricochet, but he's going to pick up the award of a goal kick. And we move just about into injury time. Just sum us up the first half then, Alan, because fairly even, but Altrincham perhaps just shading it, I think.
Yes, they've had the better chances. I know open play, both teams have gone forward and looked to try and score, but I think on chances, if you look back on it, I think Altrincham have had the better chances, and you know, they'll feel disappointed that they're going to go in probably 0-0.
Maybe they won't. Let's just see as Altrincham press forward again. Again, it's Stuart Terry. They've used him a lot on the right wing. Got a chance to lay it back to Cross. Cross from long range here, some 40 yards out when he hit that. Up goes the goalkeeper Hughes, supposed to Carmody with a lob. It's cleared the goal. Almost for a moment looked like it was going to clear the terracing and go out of the ground. It was the right thing to do, no question about that from Mickey Carmody, but the ball had come out to him after Hughes had come out and punched it away from the edge of his box. It's the right thing to do, Alan. A little bit unlucky, perhaps.
The keeper's come a long way out. He's actually come and punched the ball. He hasn't punched it that far, and it may have come on Carmody's wrong foot, as they say, but certainly he's got to have a go from there.
Here goes Green again once more, and he's got the defenders chasing back and backtracking.
Yes, they look a bit tired, those defenders, don't they? Because Andy Green and Carmody have pulled them around all over the place. The defenders don't like players running at them, and that's why they look a little bit tired at the moment.
That was Paul Dixon in your shot very briefly, number 5, who certainly looked a little bit worse for wear out there. Here's a chance again for Carmody! Oh, good save. Straight at the goalkeeper, but he hit it very crisply. And that is the half-time whistle from our referee. The sides are going to go in level at Moss Lane. Just sum us up for it, Alan. That was probably the cleanest strike of the night, right? The injury
that would
time.
have been nice to finish on. Altrincham have had lots of good chances, mainly from flick-ons. I would have liked to seen that gone in the back of the net, because that would have boosted everybody's confidence.
So there you are, half-time. A few clear-cut chances. Altrincham had the better of things, but Stalybridge certainly weren't out of proceedings in the first half. Both sides have scored in every game. None tonight. It's 0-0.
Ain't that just the way? And in fact, to a certain extent, Alan Taylor, that's what you called there. When you've got two sides that have been so free scoring so far, scored in every game each that they've played. There you go. Can't put the chances away.
No, well, I know you didn't. You want to see some goals, but I mean, you know, Altrincham had a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But not really forced it until that last one there. The keeper, I think we said there was about 7 or 8 shots, and the keeper hadn't had a real save to make. Mostly come from flick-ons, from, as Alan Kennedy said, from flick-ons from long throws.
Yeah.
But Stalybridge had broken just a couple of times and got men forward.
Towards the end of that half there, they started and getting a few bodies, up there.
Yeah, but the player on the ball just didn't get his head up to see the runners, you know, making the breaks into the box and beyond him. But I'm sure if they can just have a little bit more adventurism in the game, they might cause some trouble.
There was certainly a lot of Altrincham pressure that didn't really come to much in the end. There was one possible moment there around half an hour into the game there. Steve O'Neill, it was breaking forward, and we can actually see that now. And he's got himself into the box, hasn't he?
Yeah, the cross comes in. Where was it? Yeah, he's turned great. It's a great little piece of skill there, and I think to be fair, you know, it was a good tackle.
It's probably a very good tackle.
Right in front of the popular terrace of the home supporters. Normally, if that was the Kop, it would have been a penalty, as they say.
They went the other way, didn't they, of course, on that one. He's got his leg in front of him. We can actually see it in slow-mo, obviously, which the ref don't, as they always say, but his leg has come across the leg that the forward's about to play the ball with, but ultimately it's a ball-playing manoeuvre.
I think it was blind of the referee as well, to be fair, so he'd have been gambling a bit to give it, and to be fair, the other Altrincham players didn't appeal too much for it, so I think we've got to put it down to a great piece of defending there by
Well, funny enough, you might have seen some of those given occasionally, mightn't you, because the legs come across the forward.
Yeah, you know, sometimes if you put that into the centre circle, the referee 9 times out of 10 may give it as a foul.
Yeah.
You know, because he's not under any pressure. There's no big risk. But for me, there it was a good piece of defending.
That's a tough one to call. Now, as I say, we didn't really see many great chances there. That we've got Andy Green, I believe, as I say, has got 5 goals already this season. This is a big, strong, tough centre forward. This bloke. This is real old carrying stuff. This bloke delivers, isn't he? And 35 minutes, he got a good header in. Let's have a look at that. Ball comes in.
Early cross in. He just gets across the face of it. I think he was just a bit too far beyond the near post, really, to cause any trouble.
But he's not done too badly there, considering the position he was in. That was a tough header, wasn't it?
Man, he's a good player. He's the sort of player you'd like on your side.
I was going to say, hard man to contain, isn't he? Because we've seen him with the ball at his feet deep, and he's looked like he's going to go, doesn't he?
He works hard for the team, and he's deceptively quick on the ball. You know, there was a thing after about 15, 20 minutes. I think they played a good early through ball to him, and he got goal side of the centre half, and he looked as if he picked up a bit of pace there.
But there hasn't been the delivery into the box though has been very poor, hasn't it? I mean, we haven't really seen an Altrincham player connect, have we?
No, I think it's been a bit crowded, a bit congested in the box. You know, plenty of defenders in there for Stalybridge, but also I think the Altrincham players have gone in there a little bit early on some of the crosses. They've not left the space to go in and attack. And by the time the crosses come in, they're standing stationary.
Nice one, Alan. Well, we're going to go to a break now. After the break, we'll get your opinion, seeing how you think the second half's going to go. See if we can get us any goals, which will be quite pleasant. Of course, after the break as well, we'll be bringing you our fan on the wire as well. That's our chap who's in the crowd there. It's a chapess tonight, in fact. See you after the break.
Wire TV continues to bring you exclusive boxing action with Top Contenders. The very best of boxing talent throughout Europe compete for British and European titles. Watch men who'll soon become household names strive to become the best in their field. Wire TV will be there with exclusive and exciting coverage. Top Contenders, Thursday the 6th of October at 9, only on Wire TV.
I can book your head. Hot Wheels, speed thrills on 2 wheels and 4. Yes, what goes round comes round on Wire TV as we bring you exclusive action from Europe's major track events, including the World Motorcycle Championships. Make sure you're tuned to the hottest coverage on cable. Hot Wheels.
Karen Brady, the First Lady of Football, hosts her topical,
That's a very disputed penalty, which we'll come on to in a second.
if not controversial,
Did you headbutt someone?
No, he wasn't official.
sports show. She'll be on the ball questioning her guests from sport, and viewers get the chance to put their questions forward as well.
Come on, call us, because we want to hear you. When I leave a match from Birmingham, I either want to marry the referee or kill him.
Watch the Brady Bunch on Wire TV.
I just wish somebody in this stupid house had time for me. Just for me.
Sometimes what you wish for isn't exactly what it seems.
You are a witch. It's true.
But this spirited lady can be a bit too much, especially for our boss.
Is Dad getting like he gets when we catch him reading Playboy?
He's not sweating and wheezing yet, but it looks like they're getting along.
Get Free Spirit on Wire TV.
Hold that thought.
So there you go, it's 0-0 at the moment. At half-time we are Altrincham and Stalybridge Celtic, but both these teams have scored in every game they've played in. So we're hoping for better things in the second half. Now, Altrincham currently top of the table, but there's a lot of games this evening in the Vauxhall Conference, and there's two sides playing who could also go top. We can have a look at tonight's fixtures, and tonight's half-time results so far. Well, Altrincham are 0-0 at Stalybridge Celtic, obviously, as we said there. Bromsgroves have gone up 1-0 ahead of Yeovil. Yeovil, the away side there. Dover 1, Dagenham Redbridge, new keeper in goal there for on 1-0 at the moment. And Kettering Town 2. Merthyr Tydfil 1. That's a result that, as Adam Taylor was saying, that you could basically predict there. 0-0s there for Northwich Victoria. Runcorn obviously aren't playing this evening. And then Welling are 1-0 up at Stevenage Borough. And so far, Woking and Bath 0-0. In other words, you've got Woking and Kettering, who could both go top this evening. They're both in enough points there actually available to them that they could go to top this evening. If Altrincham don't win it, there could be a new leader of the table this evening. Now, as you probably noticed over the last few weeks at half-time, we've managed to get into the crowd and find a loyal supporter of the home side so far. And we've found a particularly loyal one this evening. Our fan on the wire is down there at the ground so far. And it's a lady by the name of Andrea Harris. And Andrea is the wife of the club's press officer. And Andrea, I'm given to understand, is this right? 2.5 years you've been going along and you haven't missed a game yet?
2.5 years. I've been supporting since January 1986.
This is very commendable stuff indeed, it has to be said.
I've missed about 25 matches.
Really? That ain't bad going at all. Now, the season's been going very well for you so far. Is this the best you've ever seen your boys play?
It equals our winning stretch about 3 years ago, but this is superb. Totally unchanged for 11 matches. It's incredible.
That's good, and obviously, I mean, do you think this is what's helped make the team so successful so far, the stability in the side?
The stability's there. We've got a good manager who's really got all the lads fired up and raring to go.
Now, you probably don't notice, but we got Alan Kennedy actually sitting up in the gantry, and you've got a bloke at left back called Darren Heesom who's doing the best impression of Alan Kennedy we've seen for many years, doesn't he?
Alan Kennedy was one of my heroes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we'll send you around to the gantry later on. You can have a chat with him. But your left back looks, he's a dead ringer, isn't he?
He is.
That's
He's a good player as well.
Plays like him as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Now, what's going on here? Now, you're a free scorer inside Altrincham, and why haven't you managed to get the ball away in the first half?
Stalybridge are defending very, very well. It's worrying.
All right, so you're putting the blame on the opposition. I understand that entirely.
Got to.
Yeah, quite right as well. Andy Green, you've got big number 9 there, big centre forward. A lot of goals have come through him. Is he going to be able to break this down, do you think, and score in the second half?
What Andy Green does, he just goes out and frightens the defence.
He has got that look about him. You were saying that, yeah. I say he's probably as dangerous in the bar afterwards as he is on the field, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I should say so. Are you going to win the league this year? Let's ask you that one before you go.
It doesn't matter, because we can't go up. What we want to do is win the FA Trophy.
Ah, right, I see. So you've been
top 2.
You want to manoeuvre around that way, do you? Fancy the trophy, do you?
Yeah.
OK, well, if you can go away and get a few points in the league as well, it's not going to hurt either, is it?
Not at all.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed. There you go. Thanks, Andrea. Enjoy the second half.
Thank you.
There you go. Andrea Harris. She knows her stuff there, Alan. She's been going for a few years now. That's a bit of a shame when you have to think like that, isn't it? Playing well in the league and you can't go up. Must be a bit disheartening.
I think she sounded as if she knew more about the game than the rest of us put together.
She do, yeah.
She did right about Andy Green one way, yeah.
That's right, yeah. Lethal man, whichever way you go. Now, we had another piece of action that we can have a look at. I do believe it's a chance that we saw right at the end of the game. Oh, yes, I do apologise. No, I do apologise, I lied. It's a piece of action for you, but a slightly different action. This is your 9 to 5 kind of thing. This is a gentleman by the name of Andy Reid, Altrincham player, at his day job.
Hi, I'm Andy Reid, play for Altrincham Football Club, centre half. Signed Christmas last year from Bury, who I went to from Altrincham 18 months previous. I'm a graphic designer. We do print work for sports-related companies such as Penn Sportswear. We've done work for a World Cup company that booked hotels for the World Cup sports supporter, and we've done work for United in the form of a programme for the Cup final in Amsterdam where they beat Barcelona 2-0. The season so far has not gone too badly. A couple of defeats, but they're up on the top of the table at the moment. Everyone seems to be beating each other when the top sides play, so it's left Altrincham at the top with a game in hand. On a match day with football, you can't not concentrate on work. Otherwise, you just don't get it done. Football, you concentrate on football once you get to the ground and prepare the best you can once you're at the ground. If I've got time, I go home, sit down, have a cup of tea or something before I leave for the game. If not, I just leave straight from here.
There you go. That's your. That is Andy Reid, your graphic designer and long-throwing centre half, which you don't see a lot of them around. I can tell you that. OK, Statman, let's have a look now and see how it's been going. I've got a funny feeling that Stalybridge aren't going to register too high on your Richter scale, are they?
Although we had a truncated first half, Stalybridge set a record of record low 3 points. Altrincham way ahead, 43 points. Everything came down the wings, the full-backs and the wingers are just pumping.